This video contains adults playing X-Wing miniatures. Adult language is used. You have been warned. And welcome everybody to round number four. This is the Ravenstone Store Championship. I am your host LP, and we are talking about round number 4. And it's some really fun and interesting things. 2 ships I promise you've never seen before. Once again, we've got a quick draw and a Vessery. And now we've got, making a special appearance, Omega Leader. Another blast from the past. Last round we had Bobby Crowley's good old-fashioned Soontir Fell making a triumphant return to the table. And now we've got Omega Leader. Can Omega Leader prove to be, once again, a fantastic mate to the quick draw Vessery explosion? Or will it prove to be another fizzle in the dizzle? Let's take a look now at both Jeff's and Joseph's list. So Jeff Berling flying Bosk with VI Burnout Slam, Forlom, K4, and Zuckus. Then we have Dengar, the fabled Dengar, Overclocked R4, Scavenger Crane, Countermeasures, Lone Wolf, the Punishing One, and Inspiring Recruit. We've got a GLHF from the lads across there. We have the percentage symbol rock formation, and Joseph Franchino running Quick Draw with Expertise FCS, Lightweight Frame and Spec Ops, Vessery with Expertise and X7 title, haven't seen that one yet today, and Omega Leader, good old-fashioned Omega Leader, 26 points at Juke Comms. Jeff comes in at 96 points, Joseph at a flat 100, so Jeff is going to have his choice of who moves in what order, and so on and so forth. So they're getting ready to place their rocks. Let me get the screen match out of the way, and we can actually start watching some dice and watching some hate happen. Let's take a look at how they do. So if you take a look over at Jeff's formation, he's setting up both of his big honking ships out on the edge. Interesting place to start with his Lone Wolf Dengar. So he's starting him close up so he can be supportive, and then he'll peel away and get the full effect of Lone Wolf and just be hateful. Now we've got Vessery moving right along. Vessery with Vessery with Expertise is coming in at PS6. And as he's moving speed 4, he gets his free evade token because he hasn't run over anything, so he's focus evade. Then we've got Omega Leader moving out there. And his Omega Leader is firing up the evade engine, so he's got evade stored in the comms relay. And then we have good old-fashioned Quickie Dicky there, moving out and punching holes in beef. So Quick Draw is actually going to barrel roll back and try and start to set up the a nice formation to try and minimize the effect of Dengar, I think, slipping out to the side. Jeff comes through with both of his PS9s. Looks like that Bosk is going to slow roll. His Bosk with VI comes in at PS9 as well. And then we have Dengar going like 85 straight, or however fast Jump Masters move. I've kind of almost taken them out of my brain because, holy moly, dude, Jump Masters annoy the heck out of me. It's mainly because I can't fly them. I'm really terrible at flying Jump Masters, even though I own a pair of them. So we've got repositioning out there, standard, like who gives a crap focuses. And then we're moving on to set dials for round number 2 of combat. So Joseph staring intently at his dials, Jeff hiding off camera, knowing that if he appears on camera, his height will intimidate everyone watching. Jeff Berling, for those of you who don't know, is 17 feet tall, and he's actually so tall that hand right there, that hand you barely actually see there, he's squatting, so you can see that hand on there. Yes, that is his dingus at the top of the screen. The man is tall. Now, moving along here, just kind of plotting, thinking, dreaming, wondering if today will be the day that one of them will go 4-0, or if today will be the day that they both inadvertently tie each other, or maybe they shoot each other off the board. It's entirely hard to tell. But don't forget, with Dengar, revenge shots are a thing. Joseph pontificating. Looks like he's got his quick draw dialed down. Time to maneuver. Vessery moving out first. Where is he going? Oh, yes. I don't think I realized that before. He actually 4K'd. So now he's doing shenanigans, as the French would say. So, yeah, I definitely didn't notice that he had 4K'd, not 4-straighted. So Vessery is rapid redeploy, as it almost looks like the entire, like the 2 others are just redeploying themselves. We have a barrel roll coming in from Omega Lugga, lining up to actually swing in and maybe isolate Dengar, I would guess. We'll see. Now, Berling gets to counteract. Oh, wait, I forgot, obviously, with Quick Draw. Quick Draw is going next, and he is slooping, maybe? Yeah. I guess we have the rapid redeployment. He sloop, we all sloop for sloop sloop. Yep. So Joseph, in his fancy redeployment shenanigans, is now facing in a completely different direction. Looks like he's going to be focusing on, again, I'm guesstimating that he's going to try and swing around and jack up Dengar. It's hard to tell who you really focus on. Bosk moving in from Jeff. Very stately, very majestic. Bosk in his big red boat. He's like the Bosk in the big blue house, except that he's neither blue nor a house, but he is big. God, Jeff is tall. We're moving along and trying to figure out exactly where Jeff's going with this. I'm suspecting, because as we look at, we'll take a quick look here. Don't forget about Jeff's engine upgrade. What is that? No, he's burnout slamming. Would you looky there? Jeff has decided to bring the mountain right into your face. Now we've got Dengar, like 3 softing in, going, gonna have me some fun. Gonna have me some fun. This kind of does feel like Predator, although I'm not sure who the alien actually is. Yeah, Jeff actually, for those of you who don't know him, really loves to modify his ships. So he puts a lot of work into the visual modification of them. They're obviously recognizable as the ships from which they start. Well, if you take a look at his Dengar back there, he took the back end of the Mist Hunter and glommed it onto his Jump Master. So it creates a very unique looking ship. And of course his YV666 there has a nice like sail fin up top. Looks like probably came from a imagine it probably came from an Imperial shuttle of some type, but it's really sharp little modifications like that, complete with repaints that sometimes make this game really kind of interesting to play. We can see here that Jeff already knows what his Bosco will do. He's set up, he's decided to bring it right into his face, and he has limited the ability of these ships to decide where they're going next. Now, in order to clear the stress, we know that a Mega Leader is going to have to make a green move. I mean, the green moves on a Typho are pretty reasonable, actually. So there's lots of greens that they can take advantage of. Now, as we're looking, we know that in order for Vessery to be able to do what Vessery really wants to do, Vessery is going to be constantly moving at as fast as possible, pulling the whole Sonic the Hedgehog kind of movement there. And, of course, it's trying to spin, because that's a cool trick. Joseph is pontificating what he's going to do with his Omega Leader. No one knows right now. I don't even know that Jeff knows. Jeff's trying to know. Joseph will try to fake him out. We will try to listen. No one listens. Dials look like they're set. They're all checking their dials, making sure, is my dial what it says it is? Nobody wants to make a classic mistake. Nobody wants to make a Parker Goudret of their dials on the screen after jacking up there. Vreserino Cripperino flies up 3 soft, dropping his focus evade. He's turtling up like a donkey. And then we see Omergalurgle. And that, my apologies. Technically, it wasn't a Mega Leader who had done the sloop. That was Backdraft that did that. Sorry, Quick Draw. So Quick Draw is the one that has to green move to get ready. But now it's a question of where does the target lock go? Does he target lock Dengar just to jack Dengar's return fire, which then causes Dengar to immediately skip over shooting a Mega Leader to shoot something else? Or does he turn around and try to target Bosk, who's about to stick it squaw in his poopa? We'll see. But definitely the target lock is what he's thinking about. It's the return of the golf announcer. It looks like he's just out of range of target locking Dengar. So Dengar flown excellently, and it looks like that Omega Leader is taking a focus token, knowing that he's going to get it squaw in the pipe because Omega Leader without a target lock is a dead Omega Leader. Now, Quick Draw is setting himself up for a Class 10 Haterade Fest. Joseph's trying to figure out, what am I going to do with this? He's pondering his existence right now, I can tell. Seriously, Jeff Berling's belt is at Joseph's chest. That man is so tall. He's barrel rolled back in order to get a better and more wide open fire arc against Boscarino. Now, Bosk has to be careful, although honestly, I can imagine Jeff just swapping positions, saying, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna roll it right up here. Danguski decides to get real close up. It looks like he's probably focusing up. Yeah, the soft turn to the right makes perfect sense. So he maintains at least distance 2. And because of the Amazeballs fire arc of the YV666, he might even have a shot. Although honestly, it looks like he might not have shots onto Omega Leader. It appears that probably Dengu is going to go after Omega Leader, and Bosk is going to go after Quick Draw. And Bosk has the hull to absorb maybe like a couple of rounds of Quick Draw fire, because Bosk is going to get to shoot, and then Quick Draw does his deal. But technically, the order of initiative means that Quick Draw fires first. But I severely doubt that any crits are going to get through. That would require more damage than he has ability. I think we're about ready to start some dice rolling. Jeff's pulling out some green dice. He's checking range. They're range 2 of each other. It's going to be 3 dice against 1, actually. So he decides to spend his focus, get hit 2 crit. And Jeff rolls his 1 die against it. And it's a blank, so he just absorbs 3 damage off the top of Bosco. Now Jeff is going to return fire. So let's see how this rolls. So Jeff rolls 2 hits. And he had a blank there. So 2 hits versus... actually, I see a crit out there. And then we have a focused and an evade. An extra green die there. So we have Bosk, who's going to split the crit into 2 hits. That's 4 hits against a Quick Draw there. Now I got 3 dice firing back. Looks like we've got against 1 dodge die. This is, of course, for stripping the shield off. So then it turns around, and there goes 3 more shields. So Bosk is down to half health already. And in exchange for getting getting rid of a bunch of stuff. And we see over here we've got a range 1 shot. Looks like 1 hit to focus. And then he's going to spend a focus. This is from Dengar. Looks like shooting adversary into 4 hits. And Vessery rolls 2 focus results to dodge. So if he spends his 2 focus and then spends his evade token, he dodges all 3. Wait, he got 4 hits, right? So I guess he ends up taking 1 shield. Let's do some quick adjustments here. Then I'm going to turn around and make some notes while they're getting ready to do some more rolling. Looks like we have some more dice rolls. A hit and a crit. A crit from a Mega Leader. And Vessery turns around and stops that shot. Dengar stops that shot. Now Dengar is going to shoot back at a Mega Leader. Let's see what happens. That's a blank. I must have rolled him off the table, got a hit crit. Now, Belurgalurga actually looks like a total of 3. And Belurgalurga rolls 2 focus results and spends his evade token and dodges all 3. So, if I understand it right, it looks like that now we've got some shots back. That's Vessery. So 2 hits versus 1 dodge. And I'll have to go check some results here in just a little bit. just to make sure I get all the damage that's occurred. But I believe that we're looking at, if we go over to Jeff Berling's squad here, I believe that Bosk is down to no shields. And I think that Dengar's taken, 2 or 3 damage. Let's call him 2 for right now, but I'll make an adjustment here in a moment. Then over on Joseph's side, I believe that Quick Draw is now shieldless. And I don't know about the rest. I'm going to take a quick pause to go find out results, make sure I caught everything, and I'll be right back. Minor correction to be made there. Looks like that, looking at the results, Quick Draw has 2 shields gone, 3 shields gone, and then Vessery actually has 1 shield down. Omega Leader is undamaged. So actually he's got 2, not 1, because I'm dipshit. Then Dengar has all 4 shields. And Bosk is at half health. So let's go ahead and bring up the... Just going to update all this. We're going to fly in the results here. So again, as we see here, looks like that Bosk is now half damage. So Joseph is currently leading Jeff. Looks like 21 points to 0. So I'll update the score. Get some stuff rolling here, and we will actually have some accurate results, if you can believe it. Holy shit. 21 to Zippo. And I'll bring us back into the regular game. While they're putting their dials down, I'm going to go ahead and show you the results. The standings after round 3. Here's the standings. Now, I was informed by David, the tournament organizer, that the factions are actually bullshit. So please don't pay attention to the factions. We'll get that squared away shortly. But we've got Joseph and Jeff playing at the top table. Ray Fox and Jeff Osler playing at the for 3 and 4 right now. Dion Morales, our good friend from Gold Squadron, is playing Jonathan Messmore, another Central Ohio legend. David LaBelle and Hassan Khan. Weston and Bobby. David and Adam Zimmerman. Doug Culver and Brian Keller. And we have Mikhail Jenkins, Chris Otep, and rounding out the top 16, Tim Olson. We've got a very wide spread out score here. Lots of very strong action going on. Let's go back into the game. So we see here, looks like that we have Vessery doing his damnedest to K-turn behind Dungaruski. There's lots of plotting going on, lots of maneuver and prediction. Get this stuff all squared away. They're checking to see if the maneuver actually went off, and I think it did. Holy shit, what flying. As little Jake Lloyd would say before he got blatantly arrested as an adult, now that's pod racing. And here we have Beluga Squadron there. He is moving out. Geburgerlurger is trying to go for the block, assuming that he's going to probably 2 sloop to the left, because that is, after all, the favored sloop of ships that look like the Jumpmaster. And Quick Draw coming in like a gang of busters, just coming in like a wrecking ball, doing his best to lay some pipe. Now we have the determination of who's going what next and how. So first off, we've got quick draw, trying to figure out what he's gonna do. So I'm guessing it's gonna be some kind of a barrel roll, or is he just trying to figure out like, well, if I stay here, how bad am I gonna take it up to Kramer? Now it looks like I think he's just setting up a. I think he's just tokening up, trying not to stress out. Nope, here comes the barrel roll, like I thought originally. So barrel roll moving out to the side, hoping to engage in some shenanigans. So we got Dengar first. Let's see what the Dengar is doing, though. Well, there's the soft maneuver. Did he block? He might have. No, he didn't. Looks like he just actually did a 1 soft. Or maybe a 1 hard. I think it was a 1 hard. He's not going to get to revenge fire this turn, but he should be able to hate something off the board. And now we have a 3 hard turn coming in from Bosquito there. And for those of you who aren't aware, a 3 hard is a white maneuver, so he can make that while he's stressed. Now, if only he was able to pull off a... if only he was able to actually pull off a green maneuver, then his K4 could have kicked on. He would have gotten a free target lock for that, but that's how it works. And don't forget, he's got Forlom and Zuckus. So I don't think he has Forlom'd yet, but he definitely Zuckist a turn. That's why he's got that stress token, if I recall correctly. Trying to make him re-roll some dice. So let's see what we got here. Looks like we got 2 dice rolling. Spent a focus to turn that into 2 hits. And 1 dodge as a result. So that's another hit on somebody. And then we have... he's doing the front and back shootsies. So 2 hits and 1 focus result. So it looks like we've got Quick Draw putting in some work. Jeff's breaking out his damage deck. And he's just stacking on. Looks like we've got 1 damage onto the ship that has 4 upgrades. Well, I can't quite tell, honestly. I guess that's 2 damage onto Bosco. And just to check here, it looks like we had some more fromage flying around. Checking range now. And we've got 1 crit, 1 focus result, reroll, spend the focus for a hit. So we got a hit crit coming in. Focus, evade, focus. Does he have the focus tokens? Looks like no. So we have... I couldn't quite catch it. Maybe it was a weapons malfunction. We'll see. But N crit has been assigned. Now I've got some more dice coming in. That's going to be 3 hits versus evade focus. Some shields get spent off. Looks like Dengar finally took some pop shots. And again, because he's outside of revenge arc range, he doesn't get the revenge shot. And then we've got 1 hit, 1 focus. Reroll with a hit. Spend the focus token, or in this case might be the expertise. 3 hits versus 2 evades. So looks like another damage out to Dengaruski. So it's doing some organization there. And they're back to dials. I'm going to go take a quick run, make sure, because some of that stuff I missed. I'll be right back. Sorry for the delay there. Just to catch everybody up, looks like there's 2 damage on Quick Draw. Quick Draw is down to 1 hull. Get this updated for you. Quick Draw has 1 hull. Then Vesri still has 2 shields. And Dengar is down to 1 shield. And Bosk is down to 4 hull. Didn't really notice there weren't any crits facing. But as I look here, there could have been like some kind of potential stress token shenanigans going on. All right. So again, bringing up the results here so I can show you the ongoing thing. Bosk down to 4 hull. Dengar down to 1 shield. Quick Draw down to 1 hull. Vesri down to 2 shields and an untouched Omergalurga. Back in we go. Dials are getting checked as they scurry around frantically. Bosk is in some pretty hellacious chase position. Boss is kind of where you want him to be, but Bosk really needs to get some actions. So I'm thinking that Bosk is probably going to have to 1 soft this turn just to get rid of that stress and get the target locks rolling just for free. Because you get that K4 down, and then all of a sudden now you've got a free target lock. Combine it with Forlom and potentially Zuckuss, and you can really just take a turn and shut down Quick Draw to the point where you just kill him and he's done. Vesri's coming in 3 soft. Swapping positions. Look like he's moving in to kill on onto Bosk there. But of course, because he didn't overfly any objectives or obstacles, then he is also looking at a heap and spoonful of focus and evade. The X7 title is still nasty. It's still nasty. Although a lot of Vesri's today have been running Tractor Beam D title. So it appears that Omega Leader over there is flying around shenaniganing. He has flown up to just barely off the board, or onto the board, I should say. Barely missing the edge. So I'm assuming he's going to probably like 1 hard, 2 hard, or 3 hard on to next time. And he's getting his evade token back. Now we have a 1 straight from our good old friend Quick Draw. He's got his target lock, probably got a focus. Well, this is one of those times where you almost kind of think that you want to... Yep, so first off we have a 2 hard from Dengu. Again, he's not going to get a revenge shot, but that's okay. He's using his turreted weapon to full advantage. And I'm kind of hoping that Bosk is going to end up 3 softing here. No, actually, no. Bosk needs to 1 soft. He wants to get rid of the stress. I mean, but again, it's so stressful because one soft gets rid of the stress, but 3 soft slides him out of arc and potentially just means he's only going to be facing one thing. There's the 1 soft, gets rid of the stress, gets a free target lock, which I'm assuming is going to be on Quackback. And then if he can burn off the backwards drafting one, then he stands a real good chance this next round. But the problem is backdraft fires first, and there are some nasty crits in this game, and I'm pretty sure they're at range 1. So what's he going to do? Is he actually going to shoot at a Murgalurga? Roll. Well, we know Quick Draw fires first. We'll see what happens when those shenanigans actually occur. But his target lock looks like he's placed it down against a Murgalurga. He's betting that he's actually going to live through this round of shooting. I don't know. He's facing down 4 dice and 3 dice. And he doesn't have very many in the way of agility, and he's only got 4 hull. So he's got 2 agility to dodge 7 dice worth of incoming damage. It's going to be tight. Let's grab ourselves out of webcam and take a look at what happens. So I see a hit and a crit. And it's a backward shooting a-hole. 3 blankos. Or that was a front shoot, wasn't it? That, I think, was actually over at Dongo. Holy shit. That should be cred on Dodongo. They're checking range 1. Looks like it isn't. Some have got 1 crit with expertise, I guess, or just a reroll. So 1 crit coming in. Jeff's agility gives him 1 dodge, so he dodged the incoming damage. He might live through this. So Dorngar gets to shoot now. Now Dorngar has a crit. Holy shit. Lone Wolf gives him 1 hit. Lone Wolf gave him a hit, and he dodged it. Wow. Wow. Okay, so Dengar swing and a miss. Guess now it's time for Bosco P. Coltrane to shoot, or is that, yeah. I think they're double checking the range again just to be sure. Lining up his shots there. You'll notice I didn't put the time up on this round because I just fucking missed the button. So there's about 42, 43 minutes left in this game. Potentially 42 to 43 minutes left. Lining his shot up. It's going to be so terribly interesting. We'll see him, but I'm pretty sure he's only going to roll 3 dice to hit. If he rolls 4, then, well, call me stupid. Here comes a dice. I've got 2 focus, 1 hit. Spends his focus for 3 hits. He stands a real good chance of taking backdraft off this turn. Yep. 2 blank and a focus result. So backdraft burns. And Bosk has 3 hull left. And it looks like that Dengar has a crit left. Has taken a crit. Not sure. I'll try to get that in between the round movement here. So let me get some updates. Quick draw is now dead draw. He's got 1, 2. By the way, 3. So yeah, 2 hit crit coming in. That's some horse brutality. 1 dodge. So we got a hit crit coming in on Bosco. And crit. And don't know what that crit is. I'll go check him out here in just a few moments. So Dengar has... By the way, so here I'm going to update Bosk. Bosk has 2 hull left. Dengar has 4 hull left. Quick draw is done. Let's do some score updates. Looks like that Jeff Berling now has 37 points for quick draw, and we got half 21 and 27. So we're looking at 48 points for Joseph Franchino. Heck of a close game here. Heck of a close game. Only 11 MOV separating them for right now. So I'm going to go stick my head right out there, see what those results are. While they're moving and checking dials, I'll be right back. Awkwardness of awkwardness. We have a blinded pilot on Bosk and a major hull breach on Dengar. This is icky. This is very icky. So Bosk misses out on a round of being able to hate on a fool. And Dengar's saying, "Good day, mate," and then is trying to GTFO. So he's gone. Popped himself down with some Tokinos. Bosk over there is, I'm assuming, just probably going to try and maneuver around. I don't think there's any shots from this angle. Looks like we've got some dice going in. Dengar has rolled a hit and a crit. Looks like there was dodges. Then return fire, 2 focus results. I think he's trying to figure out, is he going to target lock that? Veseruski turning around and firing 4 shots into Bosk. I believe we're about to see a dead Bosk. Who doggy? So now Bosk is dead. Let's go ahead and mark down some stuff. Bosk has gone the way of the Labrador Duck. I think I may have made some minor adjustments there. So now it looks like that's a full 42, so we had 21 more points to Joseph. He's sitting at the magic 69 MOV to Jeff Berling's 37. It's now a question of whether a damaged Dengar can solo an untouched Omega Leader and a pretty cherry Colonel Vessery with X7 title. I think it's going to require all of Jeff Berling's flying might as he tries to wheedle his way around and jack a fool or 3. So dials have been checked. Everybody's dials are down. Bosk took, of course, 87,000 damage to kill. Vessery's going to turn around. Gets his free evade. Probably going to turtle up. Yes, he is. Beluga Leader is going just a 2 straight. Grabbing on his focus token because he's already got target lock evade. And we've got a 2 hard coming in. Just to get out of arc. Looks like there probably won't be any shooting this turn. Not bad flying. Jeff's got to try and figure out a way to maximize the effects of his ship. Because otherwise, he is up, as the French would say, a shit creek without a paddle. Well, of course, he had turret weapon, dipshit. Looks like a whole lot of nothing, though. I saw some blanks. And outside of range 3. So now we have to figure out what is Vessery going to do. Vessery could try to block a sloop. He could try to sprint in and go for the kill. Because it's really in Dengar's best interest to be able to nuke a ship off the board this turn right now, if he can possibly do it. Because he's at a massive disadvantage because he's got an Omega Leader out there. And Omega Leaders just don't fucking die. Good God. Okay, so now Vessery has said, "Excuse me, but have you heard the lesson of and have you heard the wisdom of my Lord Emperor's advice here?" So, God, that was so fucking bad. There's a reason why I don't do stand-up comedy. So we have Dengar just playing loop-de-loop. He's just trying to stay around, just trying to get some shots onto Vessery. Although, let's face it, Vessery with focus evade versus Omega Leader with target lock, focus, evade. It's a brutal salad of a game right now. Yeah, so we got David popping in saying, hey, it looks like he's getting ready to hand out another of the Dion cards. We have Dion gets to keep it. Fantastic. He's 3-1. So I saw 3 hits versus 1 Ibarino, but maybe I missed something. There could have been a focus result and an evade result in here. David was just coming in to tell me that once again, Dion has gotten to keep one of his famous wooden coasters that we're giving out as bounties. Beat the Dion, get a wooden coaster, and Dion has kept 3 of the 4. He only lost the very first round. Dion might go 4-1 today. Fantastic, because there will be 5 rounds. Looks like no other real damage has flown across. As I can see, pretty much everybody else is sitting on things. Now Vessery's saying, "Bara!" and flying away fast. And we have Omega Leader swinging in, trying to go engage in hot poop shooter action against Dingo. He's going to barrel roll around because, let's face it, he's pretty safe. Honestly, they're both safe as houses right now. Let's see what happens. Dengar, Sloopy Doopies. Let's see here. He does his slooper, turns around. Now he's going to try and start land some pipe damage. He's got his maneuver down. I imagine there's got to be less than a half an hour left at this point. Dials are down. Let's see what they got. Okay. Vessery's gone to Sloopy Land, into K-turn land, I should say. He's turned himself around, gotten his evade token, trying to figure out if he's going to focus or if he's going to barrel roll. He's going to go back. Looks like probably back to front here. Yeah, looks like a back to front barrel roll to his left. And Omega Leader saying, "Fast as fast can be, you can't catch me." Oh, Jeff's got such a tough game ahead of him. I legit don't know which one of these is the easier target. I tell you, this day has been very interesting to see as people have been playing back and forth and trying to figure out who takes damage at what points and who gets slapped around, and then at what point in the day do you make that critical flaw that causes your ship to shit itself and for your dice to fall off and then for you to just basically inexplicably blow up. Looks like Dengar finally going to barrel roll, use his superior maneuverability, trying to arrange probably a range 3 shot through a rock there, because I think it's outside of range 2. Might be at barely range 2. I can't quite tell from here. Either way, I mean, if he's shooting at a Mega Leader, it's going to be a Mega Leader at 4 dice. And, yeah, 5 dice. Holy shit, really? It's 2 hits versus 2 evades. 5 dice on 2 evades, though. Who'd have thunk it? Looks like he burned his evade token. So apparently he did just enough to freak him out a little. That's all you can do, friends. That's all you can do. Back to dials. Vessery had no shots. Gobergalurga had to burn his evade token, so there goes an action. Unless that was a focus action, I couldn't quite tell. There's a token on the other side that I can't quite see from here, so maybe that's the evade and the focus got burned. In any case, setting himself up. Jeff is trying to figure out any way that he can get back some kind of advantage. It's going to be a tough one. Checking his Joseph checking his dials there. Sounds like there's about 20 minutes left, according to Dave Arino Cripperino. And we're just trying to see exactly how this is going to pan out. I figure at this point then, got a soft turn coming in from Veseruski, and maybe a sloop from Omergalurga. Try and joust it out. But again, you have to be careful about jousting a Dengar, because if you don't hit him hard enough, then he could potentially 2-shot you off the board. Good old revenge shot. Looks like Joseph is replanning his maneuvering for some ship. He might have readjusted both of them at the last second. I like how the dice camera is covering up Joseph's face there. Let's see his lovely face as he makes his maneuvers. Oh, he's trying it again. He's changing them again. Oh, this is the point at which you start to go a little crazy because, like, am I outthinking myself? Is something going on? Well, he's committed. He's now 3-hearting with Vessery, trying to reline up probably for a K-turn whip around. Got his focus evade. Turtled up Jones. And we have a 3 soft from Beluga Leader. Getting an action back there. And Berlingus is doing a 4 straight, or is that a 3 straight? Couldn't quite tell. He's just straight turning around. Looks like he's setting up for a barrel roll. He is. I don't know if they're even within range 3 of each other right now. Nope. No range 3. Interesting. I wonder about that one, because if he had stayed at that range, he would have had a shot that could not be returned against Omega Leader. And sure, I mean the chances of actually hurting him pretty slim. Her, I can't remember if Omega Leader's or her or him. Doesn't really matter. Oh, wait, it sounds like there might be about 30, 20 minutes. It doesn't really fucking matter. We're in the middle of like a balls deep game of X-Wing. We've been recording this one for about 47 minutes, so I guess it is about 30 minutes left. Well, they say time flies when you're having fun, but also time slows to a crawl when you're trying to fill time and hope to God that you're being actually relevant and entertaining. So, as we're sitting here watching, looks like that we have a 4K from El Huapo over there. Vessery has 4K, got his focus evade. And Beluga Leader is barrel rolling. Let's see what's happening next. So we have a turn in. We have the ramp in there of Dangaruski. Dengar wants to hate a fool. And let's see what happens next. Jeff is plotting right now. He's trying to figure out in which direction do I do something. I mean, theoretically, he might be able to barrel roll in such a way that he could maybe try to get out of... He could try to arc dodge, but I don't think he really can. He might be arc dodging to get closer, to get to range 1. Yep, it looks like... I think he's still outside of range 1, but... At least he's got a decent shot. Dice are rolling. He's got a range 2 shot there. 2 hits versus 2 natural evades. The dice are strong with this one. The dice are real strong. Now, of course, is Omega Leader going to shoot back and give him the potential chance to shoot again? I think so. Looks like a focus and a crit result. Dengar does not dodge. Dengar takes a crit. Looks like it was the one where you take a stress token and then settle back down. Dengar takes revenge shot of 2-hit crit. And I think he rolled 2 dodges. But at the same time, if I read that right, then basically he juked off one of the hits, and then evaded away because you can't modify dice against Omega Leader when he's got your target locked. Dials are coming down. It's a question of what's going to happen next. This game is truly a battle of some excellent pilots. Joseph is putting on a clinic on how to beat large base ships, especially how to beat on Dengar, and alternating when he shoots with ships onto Dengar. And Omega Leader is one of those ships, so you can kind of safely always shoot Dengar in arc, because Dengar has to depend on raw dice. And you can even turn, as long as you had an evade token, you can turn one of those raw dice into a focus result that can't be modified. So Omega Leader is a very safe ship to go dance around in Dengar's front arc. I should note down here that Dengar is down to just 3 hull. Get that updated there. And as you can see, Omega Leader still basically untouched. Vessery only down a shield. And Dengar down to 3 hull. Okay, so what do we got next? Looks like we have Vessery going off and dancing in the middle of nowhere, and Omega Leader turning away. Dengar, did he get blocked? I can't quite tell yet. I think he blocked. Oh, such flying. Such amazing flying. They're back to dials immediately. Let's see here. They're trying to plot it out. I think, honestly, that Omega Leader has the chance here to basically never get hit again, and Vessery can just swoop in for the kill. Although Vessery has to be careful that he doesn't get pilot skill killed off. But then again, as long as Dengar lives, then he's okay. Ah, so close. So Vessery looks like he's going to 4K it, set up for the dive in. And what do we have? A 2 straight? Or 1 hard, maybe? Looks like a 1 hard. Trying to block the left sloop. Looks like he goes to do a 1 hard. So I guess he's going to bump with no shots. We're going to be back to dials. This is getting very interesting. I know there's like some pauses I'm taking in there while I'm commentating on this, but part of that's because it's like I'm sure that listening to just one person talk X-Wing that isn't really all that good at playing X-Wing is probably boring as shit for the majority of you. But it is. This is really a chance to watch some very interesting games and try and get into the heads of some very good pilots. And I think that unless Jeff can make some very, very clean maneuvers here, that I think that Joseph is just going to end up winning in the end. Although you have to think about it. If we look at, if we bring up Joseph's list here, I'm going to bring up the 2 lists again. Right now, Jeff is behind 32 points. That means he kills Vessery, he wins, which would be crazy. If he kills Omega Leader, he still loses. So really, Omega Leader is kind of like Omega Leader is kind of the carrot dangling out there going, ha, come get me. It's one of the reasons why Jeff has just been spending so much time trying to kill Vessery, because the only way he wins right now is to kill Vessery. Otherwise, he's sitting on a 26-point ship. If he manages to kill Omega Leader, that's only 63 total MOV that he's going to gain. So he loses 69 to 63. Because we are in the land of no more, no more draws. Haven't been in draws in quite some time. But I guess he's just going to sit there and keep shooting. Let's see what we got. 4 dice, 3 natural crits against Beluga Leader. Focus and evade, dodges them all. But he had to burn his evade token, which means his juke is now inactive. Next up, we'll see what happens. How terribly fascinating this is. I mean, if anybody can pull this off, it's a Dengar, but man, this is a rough game. It's taking all of Jeff's flying acumen to pull this one off. Now Vessery is swooping back in to hopefully hate on a fool. Let's see. This setting up a sloop. Nope. He's facing the other way. Getting his evade token back. Dengar is 1 harding in. I think they're out of range. I think he's going back for Vessery. I mean, Omega Leader and Vessery are such natural pairs for each other just because of that target lock. They must be outside of range 3, so I think they're going straight back to Dials here in a second. Oh, wait. No, looks like he's got a shot on Omega Leader. Got a hit crit. Versus lots of results. He doesn't even have to worry about it. Back to Dials. I mean, I guess Omega Leader is probably going to maybe sloop around. He could potentially 1 hard barrel roll. He's just dancing out there, being very tantalizing. And honestly, Omega Leader is kind of a non-issue right now. The only reason why Jeff's been shooting at him is just because he's had shots and can take them safely. Again, the real prize is Vessery. So Dengar, I'm looking to maybe 1 hard in this turn. If he thinks that he can out-joust Vessery. But honestly, I don't know that he can. He gets that first shot. Maybe he gets lucky and gets a blinded pilot or something. I mean, theoretically, he could sloop around. Stay out of arc. So if he does a left-hand sloop and then barrel rolls back behind the rock, then he could potentially get a shot in there, and I think he should be able to miss the rock when he moves next. I think there's the sloop. Yep. I think he's barely at the edge of range 3 right now. It's range 3 through a rock, so he'd be giving him 5 dice versus 3. Trying to check to see if he's maybe target locking or barrel rolling or whatever. And Omega Leader did do the 1 hard in, looks like. There's 15 minutes left in the round. Trying to figure out how this game's going to go. This one is a toughie. So it looks like 3 natural hits versus 5 dice. I see 1, 2. Looks like he spent an evade token for 3. So no return fire from Vessery, because I think that his range 3 from his arc is just outside. Back to Dials. So Jeff's set up to make a real nice attack run. What does Vessery do? Does Vessery 3 hard it and say YOLO? He's got to be careful, because if he does that, then the difference between, it's literally the difference between a win and a loss. Because he could, like if he survives the first round of shooting and doesn't get a blinded pilot from Dengar, then he could very easily nuke him off the board. Because I think that... well, I don't know if Countermeasures is alive or not. That's one question. Because, again, for those keeping track at home, the Dengar has Countermeasures and Scavenger Crane. And he's also got his Lone Wolf, which means it's pretty much on all the time now, giving him that extra free reroll. And he's got his Overclocked as well. Overclocked R4, meaning that, of course, when he can spend a focus token, he can get a focus token back. What is that? Did he just get blocked? Oh, damn. I think he got blocked. So he's got shots at a Murgalurga. Looks like one crit came through. Beluga Leader blocks for 2. And Belurba gets to now shoot back. Looks like a 2-dice shot. Looks like we just spent some focus for 1 hit. And there's 1 natural evade. Oh, but of course he gets it juked away. And he's got 1 hit back onto Beluga Leader. That doesn't do a thing. Wow. God, Omega Leader's so powerful. It's been a long time since I've flown him. Her. Damn it, I always forget. Dials are getting plotted now. It's getting real hairy. Real hairy. I can see that Dengar is down to just 2 hull. He's just getting nickeled and dimed to death. Let's take a quick look here. Notice that 2-hull Dengar. It's so terribly difficult. Okay, so let's see what's happening next. We've got our maneuvers down. Shenanigans are ahoy. We've got Vessery facing down right into the heart of everything painful. Then we have Dengar saying, excuse me while I whip this out. Trying his best to GTFO. Okay, so now we've got a... so Dengar's now got Beluga Leader at what looks like range 1, shooting from the rear. Lots of dice. We've got 1, 2, 3 hits with only 1 dodge. Turns to an evade. And finally, he actually puts a damage through on to Omega Leader. So Omega Leader's shield is gone. Dice coming back in. Ooh, hit 2 crit. And 2 focus results. 3 focus results. Spends his focus. And he lives. Holy shit. Holy shit. What a turn. It's got some chip damage in on Beluga Leader. Okay, so now Omega Leader needs to get his evade token back, which kind of makes his next action pretty predictable. Nobody's sitting there on any kinds of stress, so it looks like we've got a pretty open maneuvering dial. Looks like Dengar's a bit too close to the board edge to 2 sloop, but he can still one hard barrel and end up in like stupid o'clock position. Lots of maneuverability coming up. Lots of capability for shenanigans still afoot. Okay, so looks like dials are down. All the dials are down. Let's see what's going to happen. Vessery is going to, I think, 4 straight. Just gets himself set up to try and corner Dengar for the final assault. Now here comes Omerga Lurga, setting himself up. He is hard turning in, trying to again cut off the potential positions where Dengar can be. Looks like a 3 soft coming in. I guess it was a 2 soft in his sloop, and it looks like he stayed on. That was really crazy. I could have swore he was going to fly off if he 2 slooped. But that's why Jeff is really good and I suck. Setting up for shots, and he's in revenge shot position. Shooting perhaps the best ship he can, I guess. It's going to be Beluga Leader. And looks like the dice camera locked up on me, so I have no idea what happened. There we go. It looks like it just now caught up. It's 2 dice versus something. Yeah, it's totally locked up on me. 2 reds versus an unknown number of greens. I guess it's 1 green. Looks like it dodged up, so everything's still rolling. There's 1 hit versus focus to hit, focus to evade. So dance, dance, dance. Got some dice coming in now. Looks like 1 hit total. And target lock for 3 hits. He's got to dodge 2 of these. And I think that might spell the end. Up, focus for 2. Lone Wolf and that focus token kicked in, saved him. This is so tense of a game. It's just, where do you go? Once again, to remind you, those looking at home, this game coming right down to the wire with Expertise Vessery, Expertise Quick Draw. I mean, Expertise Quick Draw got popped, but Expertise Vessery is a beat stick. And this is a pretty fun list, it looks like, to play, because you get to fly a really good ship in the SF, you get to fly a really good ship in the Defender, and a really good ship in the TIE-FO. I mean, 3 excellent ships, one of which is really quite old, but was completely resurrected through the power of the X7 title. Let's see what we got here. There's definitely discussion. There's thought going into what this next move's going to be. So far, basically, Berling's Dengar has survived with 2 hull for an inordinately long period of time. He survived perhaps far longer than one might have expected him to survive. And all these rounds of combat, I think he's maybe taken, ever since it got real nasty, he's taken a steady maybe 1 or 2 damage, getting him down to 2 hull, whereas a Mega Leader's sitting on 3 hull. I think we're down to 5 minutes. Yes, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes in. We've got about 5 minutes left. Let's see how this is going to go. I do enjoy the fact that these guys are taking it down to the wire because, again, somebody flies poorly, somebody makes a mistake, and that could end up with a dead ship. And if it's Vessery that's a dead ship, you know, that's a win for Jeff. But they're going for deep now. They're basically saying, look, this game's over. Let me get in. I kind of want to stick it in your face. And I believe that we're looking at a 4 straight. And if he barrel rolls in, he just gets some free shots. Because I think he might have... He might still have a corner of his ship caught on good old expertise Vessery there. So I think the barrel roll is kind of important. Yep, there's the barrel. He's just trying to line it up so he doesn't inadvertently barrel roll into range 1 arc. Looks pretty good from here, but we'll let them make the judge because they're obviously the players. Joseph's already starting to roll green dice in anticipation of getting his pipe railed. See who he shoots. 3 red dice, 4 red dice coming in. He got the range 1 shot on Vesserino. That's 1, 2, 3. And is that 3 blanks? Wow. So it looks like he turned around and got himself 4 damage in. That should take Vessery down to 1 hull. That's some horse brutality right there. Let's go ahead and get this one modified up. We have Vesserino sitting now on -2 there. Goes to 0. Got 1 hull left. Right now, the only thing that's separating, that mic is off, so we'll flip this one up here. Hang on. Hang on, I just totally jacked everything up.
Dead air. Dead air.
That's what dead air happens. So actually, that mic is good now.
Hello, all. It's Jonathan Messmore here.
Yeah, get up on the mic. Suck it like a cock, friend.
You know how that is.
Damn straight I do. Nothing wrong with that, friend. But anyway, so we've got... So John's popped in to say hi. And this I tell you, man, this game has been fucking ridiculous.
It looks it.
Because Bosk died, Quick Draw died, and it's been a barely any hull Dengar trying to duke it out with Omega Leader and Vessery it's got expertise and the fucking X7 title. It's ridiculous. And Dengar's going, I want to hurt you, Daddy.
Yeah, this is the matchup that I think Berling made these for. He wanted to take out the X7s with Dengar getting the 2 shots on an ace.
Look at this. Now this move
Yeah, I'm surprised
may
he
have
didn't
just won him the game.
Did he get...
Well, we're about to see some dice. Because if he kills... Oh, that's terrifying. Just
hit
one
so
hit.
far? Oh, lots of squiggles.
Evades forever. Evades forever. Because right now, Berling just needs 1 more hull. 1 more fucking hull on Vessery. And he wins the game. He went from basically flying, Dengar slowly dying, to 1 pop from killing Vessery. And they are trying to get turns in, man. They are trying to get as many turns in as possible.
Yeah, what are the point breakups on Joseph's ships?
Basically, Joseph has...
Because if they're half and half, if Jeff kills 1, then
he has to kill Vessery specifically.
Specifically, okay.
Yeah, because if he gets Omega Leader, then he loses by 6 points.
Ouch. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I'll show you I'm going to show everybody this at home here. Joseph's breakdown is his quick draw is 37 points, his Vessery is 37 points, and his Omega Leader is 26. And Jeff had a 54-point Dengar and has a 54-point Dengar and a 42-point Bosk.
You know if Jeff still has his countermeasures on, or has that gotten used?
I think his countermeasures has gotten burned out, but it got burned out after killing Quick Draw, so he has to kill another ship in order to kick countermeasures back on. But once again, he's in position to do it.
I mean, yeah, you got to shoot this defender. I don't know why he didn't do that last time.
He did. He didn't. He didn't hit him.
All right. I thought
Yeah.
he was pointing out the Omega Leader.
Yeah, it doesn't.
See?
That's.
That's Jeff
No, I think.
measuring the Omega Leader business.
I don't know why he's doing that because
I don't either.
that makes my butthole hurt.
Yeah, what does that matter? Shoot the defender, right? Or is
Yeah.
the defender full up? What's the defender's again?
The defender's full. No, the defender has one hole left.
What?
With
Why are you not killing this guy?
Well, keep in mind. He's
You
going.
have to kill the defender to get
Wait
the
a
points,
second.
right?
He's got a four shot here coming in. I saw 2 hits.
That's 3.
Wait.
He's shooting an Omega Leader.
How is he doing that? Why is he
gets
doing this?
one. No, he evades. Why? Why?
I don't understand.
Why? I don't know.
I don't understand.
Something to ask him. You want me to get him here and ask you what?
Yeah, I'll stick my head out here and ask him. But
Yeah.
basically, from
I'm
the looks of it, it appears that Jeff Berling has just barely lost to Joseph Franchino at with 69 points to 37. It was an amazingly close game. It was just a hell of a game to watch.
Yeah, look down to it.
Yeah, so this was round 4 of the Ravenstone Store Championship Series here. And coming up, round 5, lots of explosions, death, mayhem, hamsters, and maybe even, if you ask really nicely, a motherfucking pony. Thanks, everybody. Tune in for the next game. And remember, kill something.